But that is another culture shock to me. You go to collect a list, then you book another date for you to go and argue the list. So shocking. Another thing will be killing of insult goat. Have you heard it before? It shocked you? It shocked me and it choked me. What is it? Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am God. Welcome to the Gym Network. Please, if you are coming across this video for the very first time and you have not subscribed, just pause this video and quickly click on that red subscription button. Also click on the bell icon so that you'll be notified each time I upload new videos. Of course, I upload videos every week, so you wouldn't want to miss any. And do well to go check out my playlist. I feel I'll be so quiet and silent about this, so let me talk, let me ask, so that I can receive. Help me get to that 1,000 milestone. All right, so we'll quickly dive into today's topic, talking about culture shock in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, live in Akwa Ibom State. Okay, let me give a little background talk. I was born in Onitsha and raised in the north. All of my life was in the north until marriage happened and I have to move down to Akwa Ibom here, and there are so many things that I found so shocking to me. Yes, I understand in those days, back in the primary school, secondary school, and our social study teachers will define culture as a way of life of people, and they tend to say that don't say anybody's culture is barbaric. So I wouldn't want to say it's barbaric, and that's why I'm saying it's a shock to me, owing to the fact that I am used or conversant with the culture of my people where I come from, and in the north where I was also raised, and partly the Yorubas. I've also interacted with them, not to talk of other tribes like Idoma, Igala. So coming to stay in this part of the country, there are some things that I have seen that they practice in this place that is really, really weird to me, and I thought I should share. And if you are watching this video, you can also comment in the comments at the comment section. Let me know what your culture is like regarding to some of the things I'll be mentioning here. All right, so let's quickly dive into it. So number one of those points will be the practice of man and woman living together as husband and wife without performing any marriage rites. You know, the procedures involved in getting married to a husband and in getting married to a wife. Okay, so they live together, produce children as many as possible without actually getting married, but in the bid that by the time their daughter grows up and wants to get married, hopefully she gets a man that wants to marry her and the man wants to follow the procedures. It is what the suitor of their daughter brings that the husband, as in the father of the girl, will now take to the family of his wife to perform his wife's marriage rites. Because the culture is, if you didn't do any marital right on a woman you are living with and she has produced children, you do not also have rights to eat anything that will come from the suitor of any of your daughter that gets married. Otherwise, you die. So for the fear of death, they will just take everything that the man has brought and go to perform their wife's own. And in case the couples didn't produce any daughter, it means that they will have to wait until when one or two of their sons have money to go and help their father to perform the marital rites of their mother. I find it so weird because where I'm coming from, I've never seen anything like that before. So it is a shock to me. Number two would be that the practice of a man having several children with different women that he is not married to. A woman also having several children with different men that she's not also married to. I find it also so weird. It is so common. I mean, you see a woman that have about 6 children, 7 children, and most of the time, they don't even have just 2 or 1. It ranges from 5, 6, 7. And they begin to tell you, you see this one is for so man. You see this one is for so man. It's like a woman can have like 5 men she has given birth to before she finally gets married. And the man she's also getting married to is not absolutely free, as in the man must also have had children from other women. I find it so shocking. And no wonder in the schools in this place, you see a lot of confused children in the class because so many of them are from homes like this. I mean, I find that culture so shocking. Honestly, it's like a normal practice here. Okay, so the third one will be asking for favor with money. Okay, if you don't understand what I mean, like if you are stranded, let's assume that you are going to a place that you don't actually know and you meet 1 or 2 youths that you could ask for help to direct you, for instance. They will ask you to give them money. When my husband actually told me that this is what is common here, I really argued with him until it happened recently. So a man was driving and had issue with his car and he needed to park this car in our compound and he pleaded with us. But the car wouldn't move unless more than 5 persons or up to 5 persons will have to push it up to our compound. So the man can't do it alone with the other person that is in the car. So this man had to go to the next junction where you have these youths that always sit around there. And you have to call 5 of them. And he pulled out 1,000 naira to give to them. And that was how they were able to push that car into our compound until the man was able to get his mechanic, automobile specialist to come work on his car like after 2 days. And I'm like, what? That also was very, very shocking to me. Another point would be, that would be the number 4th point, that most family in this place believe so much in witchcraft. They call it Nkpo Ufok. As in, this makes a lot of people who are like successful not to live within their community. They believe that if they are in their community, the Nkpo Ufok, the witchcraft from their family, will pull them down. So what do? They either go to the neighboring community or any other place outside the state or even within the state, but it must not be within their community. So if that person tends to come home like 1 or 2 times and drives a car and comes back to his community and goes back and things begin to look somehow, they will trace it back to him coming to his place, and the witchcraft from his father's lineage or his mother's lineage, her mother's lineage or whatever, is after him. I mean, I find it so shocking. The number 5 culture shock to me is the practice of, will I call it a practice? Yes, it's a prayer house practice trend. Like almost every household and almost everybody have a prayer house they attend. Even though they attend churches, they have their different denominations. but they go to prayer houses. They tend to believe whatsoever the prophet in those prayer houses tells them, rather than what their pastor, or what the Bible, not even the pastor, what their pastors have explained the Bible to them to be. Do you understand? I find it so shocking. It is shocking to me. I mean, you tend to believe, and most of these prayer houses, I tell you, they are owned by unlearned persons. People that couldn't even finish school SAT. They didn't finish primary school, as in the basic education. And you will see the high and mighty, the learned, driving their cars, going to these places. And a lot of things happen. I wouldn't want to go into it at all. I find this culture very, very shocking. Then number 6 will be having so much belief in superstition. Yes, the people here are very religious, I would say. You see them everywhere in the church. If the church is having like 7 days program, you see them attending. Yet, they have this superstition that they believe they hold so much, including pastors' wives, including pastors themselves, including evangelist ministers. Do you understand? Now, one of the examples I will cite is when they say when you want to plant a tree and you wouldn't want that tree to grow tall before it starts producing fruit, that what you have to do is to kneel down. You have to kneel, literally kneel down to plant such a tree, so that the tree will just grow short and begin to produce fruit. I mean, what's that? So they hold this superstition so much. I find it shocking. The number 7th point will be high bride price list. Now, if you are from Africa, I want to believe that this is also obtainable in your own place. But if it is not, here in Nigeria, in West Africa, every tribe have their own culture of how they give out lists, to perform the marital rite of your bride to be. So, in this part of the world, there is a list that will be given to the man that have come to ask for the hand of a daughter in marriage. So, but in this part of the world, in Akwa Ibom State, in Uyo, their bride price list is so enormous. My husband have prepared some bride lists for some people, ranging from 2.5 million to 3.5 million. When he was telling me, I never believed it until there was a recent one that came in and I saw it. I myself am a woman, and I shouted and I was like, are you selling your daughters or what? No wonder most of these ladies and men tend to just live together until their children gets married, and peradventure their daughters also decide to end up like themselves. Hey, nobody eats anybody's own. I mean, nobody is going to hold it against anybody. But the thing is that by the time death comes, that's right, those rites must be performed. I mean, Akwa Ibomite, why is it like that? You see a list, 3.5 million, and then the next thing they will say, after collecting the list, there is what they call arguing the list. Oh my God. Where I come from, when a list is being given to you, that's all. Nothing to argue. I mean, why? Are you bargaining over the sale of a goat or the sale of a property? But that is another culture shock to me. You go to collect a list, then you book another date for you to go and argue the list. Whew, I don't know. Then number 8 is most girls in the secondary school, before they even get to JS3, before they get to SS1, are already mothers, out of wedlock. And you know the funniest thing, the most shocking thing about it is that they brag about it. When they are with their mates or even people that are more than them, and maybe you have issue with them, the first thing they will insult you with is, I have dropped 2. You, how many do you have? So you don't talk to me. When you are talking, you look at yourself. Do you have any child? Have you been pregnant before? These are girls in secondary school. Probably as soon as they become pregnant, they drop out. And that will be it. And they will be insulted. They brag about it. I have 3. I have 4. From 3 men. You, how many do you have? You think I'm like you? No. Oh my God. They are so shocking. They are just so shocking. Another thing will be killing of insult goat. Have you heard it before? It shocked you. It shocked me and it choked me. What is it about? When I heard it, the first time I heard it, I was asking my husband, what's that? What's that? And he was like, yes, when a girl or a lady, provided you are not married, and you got pregnant outside wedlock, and the man is willing to marry you, but maybe he doesn't have money because of probably their list or whatever it is, and the both of you decide to, do the do, and the lady becomes pregnant, because the guy is interested in marrying you, he will want to come and meet your parents, and he will kill what they call the insult goat for insulting the parents of the girl, or for joining the girl to insult her parents. And when he comes to kill this goat, he will be given accompanying list that he will bring along with the goat. So after that, he's free to live with the lady until whenever he's ready to marry. That is for the one that is interested in marrying. But if it is the one that is not interested in marrying, nobody receives any insult goat. So you can go ahead, when you are done with that one, you go and be pregnant for another man again, give birth. You continue like that until finally, maybe when the one that wants to marry you comes and he follows the rites. The next thing, or the final point, oh my God, honestly, these things are shocking, and they are also weird, and they also make me laugh. I mean, I'm laughing not because I enjoy them. The final point I will be talking on this note is receiving message from the dead. The living receiving message from the dead. Jesus. As in like necromancers. But this one's if you are a necromancer, at least people of the community will know that, okay, this is what this person is specialized in, right? Yes, they come to you to ask if there is a message from their dead persons. That one is, everybody knows that, okay, that's his profession, that's her profession, you get. But every other person can receive message from the dead. There was a recent one that happened. A man that had died and was buried like 2-3 months ago, and a living man said he received message from the man to go give the man's wife and children, then to go to the youth of the man's community to tell them to be united. This is an elder in the church. This is an elder in the church. What fellowship do I have with somebody that is dead? Why would I want to receive any message from the dead? Me, I am living. There is a gulf between us. And people in this place believe so much in these things that I can walk up to you and tell you that there is a message from your dead person, your dead mother, your dead husband, your dead ancestor, and he said you should kill a cow, he said you should pull down the house and rebuild it, he said, and you will believe and you will do it. Because if you don't do it, since they believe in it, whatsoever happened, they will say it's because you have refused to do what the dead asked you to do. Jesus. So, these are the culture shocks I have found in this place So let me know your own. So these are the things, these are the cultures I found so shocking here in Akwa Ibom. It shocked you? It shocked me past you. So